So today we are going to continue our day two of today we are going to continue our day two of 100 days challenge, and we have some of the questions for today. One is 20 marker. Good evening everyone. Good evening, very good evening. So getting to the point, I want you people to do it quickly. So the first question is, traditional Hindu social system is often described as moral universe organized around duty, reciprocity, and rebirth. So, in this context, examine how varnashrama, purushartha, rina, and karma rebirth together they are constituting they are constituting I'm sorry together they are constituting a coherent framework of social regulation. So, by linking all the concept to Indian society and social regulation, you have to write this answer. This is 20 marker. Take 15 minutes of time. This is 9:17. So around 9:32, you can switch to the next question. Okay. So then this is first, and second question I'm showing you. Okay, in the second question, you can see here, explain how the theory of karma is integral to the Indian social system. This is the second question. So these two questions we are going to write, and I'm going to post this PDF in the class as well. Okay. So I'm going to post this in the class as well. Sorry, in the Telegram channel as well. Okay. Please do write. 15 minutes is done. I would suggest you to move to the next question. So here you can take around 10 to 11 minutes. Moving to the next question. If someone is writing slowly, you can just continue with a delay of 1-2 minutes. That's fine. So I think the time is up. If you haven't finished some of the parts, I would suggest you can do it later on. So for now, I'll be taking up the discussion for all the questions. And this question, see, write a short note on varnashrama. I think this is doable by yourself. So I'm not going to take up this question, but I'll be discussing other two in proper detail. So just can you let me know in the chat if I am audible and everything is fine? I'm sorry. Yeah. So coming to the first question. So here, what is it asking exactly? The demand of the question. It is saying that traditional Hindu social system is often described as a moral universe. It is surrounded around duty, reciprocity, rebirth. So they are just giving a context. And in this context, they are asking how concepts like varnashrama, purushartha, rina, karma, rebirth, they constitute a coherent framework of social regulation. So here, what you should be addressing exactly. So you should be talking about how all these are acting as forces of social regulation in Hindu social framework, in Hindu social system. So this is what you have to focus upon. Now, if you see the traditional Hindu system, how you can go with intro. In the intro, what you have to say is that traditional Hindu system is best understood. If you want to understand Hindu social system, you should not understand as a set of rules, but as a self-regulating moral mechanism or moral ecosystem. I'll tell you why we are writing this. Okay, you cannot see it as a set of rules, but as a self-regulating moral ecosystem. Okay, by integrating the four doctrines. Okay, so whatever we have read so far, varnashrama, purushartha, karma, rina, and rebirth. So by integrating these doctrines, the system creates a framework where this social regulation, because of these doctrines, social regulation is internalized. Okay, it is internalized rather than enforced by the central political authority. So you're setting the stage saying that if you want to understand Hindu social system, you don't look at it as a rules, but look at it as a self-regulating moral ecosystem. And all the doctrines together, when integrated, they create a framework of or framework where social regulation is within the person or it is internalized rather than external, that is central political authority. This you will be writing, and then you will be showing in the body how all these doctrines. Okay, in the body first you will be showing how varnashrama, purushartha, so these are all subheadings to you, to your answer. Then you'll write rina concept, then you'll write karma and rebirth. So you'll be talking about how all of these have contributed to the self-regulation. So one by one you should write. In varnashrama, see, varna means you know that it is a division, social stratification. So anthropologist G.S. Gurye, GS Gurye says that Varna provided functional differentiation. That means, who should be doing what work. Okay, so because of this Varna, you have got social stability. You have got social stability by creating a functional differentiation. Who should be doing what work. Okay, so it divides the society into specialized groups such as Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, making each group dependent on the others for survival and the ritual purity. Okay, so that's how it is creating functional differentiation, and which created when you differentiate who should be doing what function, then there is no professional competition, and when there is no competition, there is more stability. That is what GS Guri has highlighted. And if you see ashrama part, okay, so ashrama, this is regulating the human life cycle. There is a scholar who recently published various articles in the past as well, Radha Kamal Mukherjee argued that ashrama system prevents social stagnation. Okay, so ashrama system means the different stages of your life, right? Student, householder, retired, and renunciation. So here it prevents social stagnation by ensuring that individual moved through different roles, eventually making the way for younger generation. Now older people will go away and younger people will take the stage. Okay, so it balances worldly involvement with gradual withdrawal. Okay, so when some people are coming, they will involve, and some people will withdraw. So ashrama is helping prevention of social stagnation by ensuring that individuals move through the different roles and eventually paving the way for younger generation. So this is what you can write with respect to varnashrama. So how the varnashrama is helping in the question, you have to observe in the social regulation, and how the social cohesion and solidarity is being built. So that part you are trying to address in the answer. Okay, so I hope you are clear with Varnashrama. Any doubts here? You can please comment. Any doubts with respect to Varnashrama, how it established social solidarity or social regulation? I want you to comment quickly so that I can move forward. See, Radha Kamal Mukherjee, he's saying that now in the first stage, you are you are at the brahmacharya stage. Now you will go to next stage. Now to the first stage, someone else is coming and taking that role, right? So now because of this, there is no stagnation. That means your role is changing and the new people are coming and taking that role. Because of this, your role is not constant, rather it is changing with time. Because of this, there is no social stagnation that is happening. So this is the view of Radha Kamal Mukherjee. I hope you are clear, Harshita, and Anshika. I hope you are clear. Okay, fine. Moving to Purushartha now. So Purushartha, you need to understand very clearly. Varnashrama is telling where one should be standing. That means at which stage where you should be present. Being at right place at right time is the concept of Varnashrama. But Purushartha defines what one should be striving for. Okay, what you should strive for in your life. So that means these are the goals that are set. The different goals is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So dharma is ethical duty, moksha is spiritual freedom. These dharma and moksha, see, this is ethical duty and this is spiritual freedom. These acts as a brackets for artha and kama. Artha is a material wealth and kama is a fulfilling of your desires. Okay, So it's not just related to the sexual pleasure, it is all the pleasures that is related to the senses. Okay. So dharma and moksha are acting as brackets for these two things. You can write the view of K.M. Kapadia. K.M. Kapadia says that Purushartha prevents automation of individual. Okay, so by legitimizing material and sexual desires only within the bounds of dharma, you can have artha, that means you can earn money, you can have sensual pleasure, kama, but there are boundaries that are set by dharma. Within the bounds of dharma, using dharma only, that means whatever artha, that means whatever you are earning, that should be through the righteous path. It can't be any random way. And whatever you are earning, it is not for yourself, it is for all your duties that you have gained so far. Okay, a duty as a person belonging to varna, duty as a brahmacharya, so you have various other duties as well. So to fulfill all the duties, whatever you are earning, it should be used. It is not just for your personal satisfaction. So whatever artha and kama that is there, these should be done only within the bounds of dharma. So now the system regulates. So what is happening because of dharma and moksha, you can see that the system is regulating human impulses, ensuring that they contribute to the society rather than disrupting the social fabric. Okay, I hope you are clear what I'm trying to say, that Purushartha is nothing but, it is like teleological motivation. You know teleology, right? Where ends. So what is the end that you have to meet? That is moksha. So to meet that end, you have other three ways. Okay, so in this process you have dharma, artha and kama. You everywhere you have to use dharma, you should be ethical in your duty, you should be righteous. So whenever you are earning also you should be righteous, whenever you are fulfilling your pleasures also you should be righteous. So because of this righteous Purushartha is telling you should follow the dharma. Because of this you are contributing rather than disrupting the social fabric. Okay, so this is what you have to write with respect to Purushartha, how it is helping in self regulation and the social regulation as well. So coming to Rina, here Rina means rights bearing entity is the human. As a human, you have rights, right? So you are a rights bearing entity. Now, Rina transforms this concept of rights bearing entity into a debt bearing. Instead of rights bearing, you are making it a debt bearing. So every person is born with three fundamental debts, that is Devarina, that other is Rishirina, then you have Pitrarina. Okay, so M.N. Srinivas observed that these obligations function as a social cement. By framing reproduction and education as a repayment of debts, the system ensures that biological and cultural reproduction of society across the generations. So now what is it saying? It is saying Pitrarina. Okay, so by doing reproduction and Rishirina, that means by preserving and passing on knowledge. That means reproduction and education are framed as repayment of debts. So now, when you are ensuring that reproduction and education, and because of this, what is happening? Biological and cultural reproduction is happening across generations, and this is acting as a social cement. So that has been observed by M.N. Srinivas, which you can quote in your answer. Okay, then coming to the last concept of karma and rebirth here. So karma rebirth nexus, it is like ultimate metaphysical sanction for the social behavior. So I'll explain it. Clear till here? Any doubts? See, there are multiple rinas, but three fundamental rinas are there. After that, you can write any number of rinas, that is fine. Okay, so Coming to karma and rebirth. Here, karma and rebirth, first you need to understand there are some recent studies which again we'll be discussing in detail here in the karma as a question, like we have already taken up a question. So there are multiple studies. There is a study by Rohit Kumar. He emphasizes that the doctrine of karma and rebirth internalize the social order, internalizes the social order. How? If an individual violates swadharma, that means specific duty, the punishment is not just legal but existential. That means your future is going to affect. That means your existence is going to affect. So this is how it is establishing the social order in the society by internalizing the things into it. So karma is acting as a mechanics of social control or mechanics of control. So he says that it is not just external but it is internal. Why it is internal? Because it is not just, you are not going to just get the legal punishment, but at the same time existential punishment. It is going to affect your future births as well. Next, one more view that has been expressed. One more view that has been expressed is psychological consolation. So there is one article that has been published in 2025, Ramanathan and Aital. So they gave the psychological view that belief in rebirth, it provides a psychological rationale for current social positions. It justifies the existing hierarchy. You can see the Louis Dumont work Homo Hierarchus. So where he says that the Hindu social system or Hindu moral order is justifying this existence or existing hierarchy. Okay, so Ramanathan and Aital also has given this psychological consolation that the belief in rebirth provides a psychological rationale for current social positions. It justifies the existing hierarchy while promising the mobility in future lives based on your current moral conduct. Okay, so what is what is the Ramanathan's or Aital's view here? Now it is telling that whatever position you are there, it is justified, and if you want to improve your position, so your position can be improved in future, but whatever you are doing now will decide your future. So that is what the Ramanathan's view here. Okay, even Louis Dumont said that psychologically it is justifying the current existing hierarchy. Okay, so what you can write in the conclusion, you can write that while the modern forces such as urbanization and constitutional law have challenged these hierarchies, but the underlying grammar of duty, that is dharma, continues to influence Indian social psychology and kinship patterns. Okay, so I hope you're clear with the first question. All right, moving to the next question. And if you have any doubts, you can comment and I'll take up. Right, moving to the next question. Explain the theory of karma, or explain how the theory of karma is integral to the Indian social system. Okay, so in the introduction, what you can write first, The theory of karma is a, is the metaphysical. Metaphysical means which is talking about the, or meta means which talks about the origins. Why? Okay, it is metaphysical and moral cornerstone of Indian social philosophy. Okay, so this is derived from the word kri of Sanskrit that means act. So karma posits that every action generates a consequence. Every action has a consequence, that is karma phala, that transcends a single lifetime. Okay, so whatever the consequence that is there, it is not going to be there within one lifetime, but it is going to transcend from one life to other life through the cycle of rebirth. Through the cycle of rebirth, which is nothing but sansara. Okay, so here, this whatever action you are doing, it has a consequence. This karma phala is not going to affect you only in this lifetime. It is going to transcend and it is going to have an impact on the next birth that you're going to have. Okay, so in Indian context, karma is not an abstract concept. Abstract means it's an idea, you cannot see it in reality. So karma is not just a thought or an idea, but it's a reality. Even Louis Dumont argued that in Homo hierarchus, that it is a structural principle. Okay, so where you see that whatever the hierarchy that you have today, karma, or you can also call the doctrine of karma, provides a rationalization for the complexities of Indian social structure, particularly the Varna Jati system, or the hierarchical system. So, this complex hierarchical system has got the justification and the rationale from the doctrine of karma. Okay, so that you will be talking about the introduction briefly. You'll say that it is metaphysical and moral cornerstone, and it is not just limited to one life, it is going to continue through its consequence to the next cycle of births as well. So in Indian concept, Indian context, it is not just an idea or abstract concept. As Dumont argued in Homo hierarchus, it has got rationale for the complexities of Indian social structure, particularly the Varna Jati system. So that you are going to put in the introduction. So first, after writing this in the introduction, then you'll write in the body. In the body, what are the various, I'm sorry. So what are the various subheadings that you're going to write? How it is integral to the social system? So karma, first it is justifying social hierarchy. Okay, justification. That is one subheading you can write. The next subheading is how karma, dharma, and social control. So how it is helping in social control. The next, karma is acting as a catalyst for social mobility. See, on these dimensions, once you build a broader dimension and you know what all things you have to cover, then under that you can write multiple points. So after writing these three things, you can write the contemporary views on the same. Okay. So first, coming to karma, how it justifies social hierarchy. See, here we have already discussed GS Gurye. Okay, so karma transforms social inequality into moral inequality. If why is a person's birth into specific varna or jati is not viewed as an accident of birth. Suppose somebody is born in some lower caste, it is not seen as an accident of birth. That means it is not seen as a natural act, but it is seen as an outcome of accumulated deeds of the past lives. If you have not done good things in the past, that's why you are born into the lower strata of the system. So that is what it is talking about. So moral inequality is made visible instead of social inequality. So karma is transforming social inequality into moral inequality. So birth is not accident, but your accumulated deeds from the past lives has led your birth into particular varna or jati. Okay, and Louis Dumont, see G.S. Gurye, we have discussed, and then these people you can use very frequently. Then you have Louis Dumont. Louis Dumont says that the hierarchy is justified. Okay, karma provides the ethical why behind the status. Why are you doing this particular work? Why are you doing the priest work? Why are you doing the kshatriya work or the any other work? Why? The why is answered by the karma. Karma provides the ethical why behind this status. One's present state of purity is a reflection of prior moral conduct. Your moral conduct that was there before, that is reflecting your current status. Okay, so that is the explanation that is given by Louis Dumont. So with respect to social hierarchy, your status is being justified, your inequality is being justified. And if you see PV Kane, okay, so one more person I've said, Louis Dumont. PV Kane says or notes that the Manusmriti links karma to Swadharma. Okay, so Manusmriti is linking karma to Swadharma. That means Swadharma means individual duty. By performing the duties specific to your caste, individuals will earn the merit that is required for upward mobility in future incarnations. So, from Manusmriti, he is concluding this. He is saying that if you do your duty properly, by performing your duties which are specific to your caste, you will earn the merit that is required for the upward mobility in future incarnations. Okay, so that is the first thing. The next, karma, dharma, and social control. So here, karma operates as a self-regulating mechanism. So we have already seen the Rohit, like we have seen in the previous question, right? What we have observed is Rohit Kumar saying that it is internalizing the social order rather than just legal punishment that you are going to get, but you are also going to get the existential punishment. Okay, so that means your future births are also going to be affected. So that thing you can write. And next, other thing what you can mention is, you can also mention MN Srinivas. MN Srinivas observes whatever we have discussed there, that you can write. And psychological check that is given by AL Basham. AL Basham has highlighted that karma provides a psychological check on deviance. Okay, so now if you are going to do some wrong deed, then karma will tell that whatever wrong deed that you are doing now, it is going to affect your future births. So because of that, your psychological check is happening, and you are not going to do wrong, and it is going to act as a social control. So social hierarchy, you are clear. And social control, that Rohit Kumar, MN Srinivas, AL Basham, so these people, if you can write, that social control part is done. Then social mobility, MN Srinivas is the one who has given the concept of Sanskritization, right? So it illustrated that lower caste people often do the acts, or they will perform the rituals and lifestyles similar to upper caste, because by doing those acts or by doing those things, they are going to emulate their status to upper caste. Okay, so you can also show that your karma or your activities is helping you improve your social status by taking Sanskritization route. Okay, and if you see, Milton Singer have also argued that Milton Singer has argued that in contemporary India, karma is being reinterpreted. Okay, so now it aligns with modern values of hard work and education. Okay, so now karma is equated with the effort. So in the past, karma was equated with something else, but now India or any other modern society, especially he talked about India, it has become meritocratic society. So in meritocratic society, what is important? It is the effort or hard work. So karma is equated to effort today in the modern times. This has been highlighted by Milton Singer, and there are other views. Okay, so Rajat Kanti Mitra in 2023, there is an article. So in that, what they have found, even there are other scholars also, Anjali and et al. Okay, Anjali and Rajat Kant Mitra, or Dr. Rajat Kant Mitra have found that there is strong belief in karma which correlates with higher subjective well-being. Okay, so they have said that in modern times it has got social psychological impact. Karma has got social and psychological impact. How is it having? That karma correlates with your well-being, as it helps individuals process the life challenges as a part of meaningful moral journey. So if you are coming across something, so you are just thinking that these challenges are part of your journey to improve your status. Okay, so in that way it is helping overcome the psychological and social challenges. Then there is one more view by Palla Tadka et al. Palla Tadka et al. They gave the ethical framework view in the modern times. Karma serves as an epistemical bridge to modern ethics. Okay, so karma is serving as an epistemological. So if somebody is not clear with respect to this, epistemological, once Google it, because this itself is a concept that has to be discussed for a long time. Okay, so this generally, when research methods are discussed, your teacher should have explained you what does epistemological means. Okay, so it serves as an epistemological bridge to modern ethics. If you are not clear about this, you can ignore also. To the modern ethics, guiding social behavior and professional integrity in the modern times. Okay, so now it is helping maintain ethics or ethical frameworks in the modern times also. If you if you can't explain this, you can directly mention that in karma serves in maintaining ethical and integral frameworks in the modern times by guiding social behavior and professional acts. Okay, so in that way also you can write. And then Sri Rama Indradeva, so one more study in 2024, gives the sociological perspective. Sri Rama Indradeva, so suggests that even in modernizing India, the karmic law, okay, the karma's law remains a primary tool for making sense of social hierarchy, ensuring that system feels ethically grounded. Even today also, the whatever the karma is there, that is the reason for the social hierarchy, and it is helping the acceptance of the existing hierarchy or making sense of social hierarchy, ensuring that system feels ethically grounded. So in the conclusion, what you can write is that theory of karma is not a theological dogma. Okay, it is not theological, means that is religious aspect, that origin god related aspect. So theory of karma is far more than theological dogma. It is the metaphysical glue that holds the Indian social system together. right? I hope you're clear. Any doubts here? If you're clear, just hit a like button. If you have any doubt, somebody asked me to explain the Dumont view. I'll do it, but for others, yeah. Now, see, next question. I'm just giving you the skeleton. Before that, I'll explain the Dumont view. Louis Dumont, I think this is very important. Louis Dumont's view on caste can come as a separate question altogether. So, what is Louis Dumont saying? That now you are having Brahmin, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So you have all these stages. Some people are here, some people are here, and they're at different stages. Now, why will you accept, or why do you want to be at the lower stage? You will fight. But people are accepting this. They're accepting this position. And what made them accept? The belief that in the doctrine of karma, they are believing in it, that they have done the acts in such a way in the past life so that they are born into the lower strata. Now, if they do good works or they do the works of their caste, they fulfill their duty, they'll move up. This is the view. So, social hierarchy, whatever that is there, it is being justified by the using the doctrine of karma. So, this is the view. Okay. So, I think this is clear. Now, coming to varnashrama. See, I'm telling that I didn't make model answers. I'm just going through the scholars and the papers and I'm directly coming to the class. So, first of all, I don't have time to make them. I hope you spend some time and make a list of these things, whatever I've been discussing, and you can quote in your answer. See how many scholars to write. Yesterday also I said if you want 320, write all. If you want 300, reduce 1. If you want 280, reduce 2. If you want 260, reduce 3 to 4. You can write only 1 or 2 if you want 250 marks. First of all, I would like to tell you that the concept of value addition itself is a flawed concept. I don't know who introduced this concept of value addition. This is only the marketing of UPSC industry, if I have to say properly. Why did we? Uh, then you might be asking, why are you doing this value addition initiative? See, that value addition initiative is only for those people who did not take foundation from me, because the concept has to be discussed in a comprehensive, holistic way. It is not to be discussed in isolated and bits and pieces. So first you read something, then you search for value addition, then you add it to it. It's not like that. First, when you're reading, suppose you're reading Varnashrama, know what is Varnashrama, what are the views of the scholars, what is the contemporary view. That then and there you should finish the understanding of the topic from your current existence. Why are you reading today? You are in today's, right? You are in today's era and you are not knowing why are you reading it. So the teacher has to I'm extremely sorry. So the teacher has to explain all these things in the class. So there is no concept of value addition, and this is completely flawed. So when you're reading a topic, see that if it is addressing it. Now, what is the difference between general studies student and you? Anybody can write this answer. Even they also study about varnashrama. General studies students, they'll study in society. Then if you don't mention the scholars, how is it going to become an anthropological answer? So that's why I have been trying to give you answer from anthropological discipline point of view, not general answer. So many of the people might be thinking it is I'm adding too many scholars or value addition. It is not that. You go and check any anthropology paper, you will obviously see that something is written. Beside that, you will be having a mentioning of the anthropologist or scholar, and that's how the anthropological answers are written. And even those people who are evaluating or professors who guide the people of PhD, and PhD people, the research papers, for everything you write, you need to give your substantiation. Then only it is valid. So same is the case with anthropology also. Okay. I hope, like, first I'll give you this skeleton of the next answer, then we'll talk about other things. So when you're writing short note on varnashrama, so first write what is it in the introduction. What is varnashrama? Okay, so it is foundational framework. Varna and ashrama, two principles are combined, and it tells what has to be done. So in the body part, first introduction, you're writing what is it, and in the body, you will be writing about historical and philosophical role that is played by varnashrama. The first one, historical and philosophical role. Within this, you can write so division of labor, which we have discussed, right? And ethical regulation of life, you can write. And then transformation, how this varna got transformed into caste, transformation into caste. This you will be writing. Then in the next, you can write the contemporary relevance. Contemporary relevance. Okay, so there are multiple articles that have been published in the recent times. So if I have to tell one is by Shushma Shukla, 2024. Okay, so examining social and economic dynamics, a comparative analysis of Varna and Ashrama systems in ancient India and Adam Smith's division of labor. This is the name of the work. I hope you won't be able to remember, but okay, so this you can write, or you can go for any other works also. There is Devi Kumari and Ambika Prasad Pandey. So they also wrote regarding the reinterpretation of Varna and caste system in contemporary rural India. So from there also you can add. So first you will be writing the philosophical aspect. See, you can write any contemporary review, not just these people. So whatever I have remembered, I just quoted. So you can also write whatever you can come across. So you are writing what is it in the introduction. In the body, you are writing about historical and philosophical aspects. So within that, you'll write about division of labor, ethical regulation of, okay, framework, ethical regulation of framework regarding the life, and how this got transformed into caste. Then you'll be writing about contemporary relevance, and then you'll conclude that varnashrama, initially it was moral philosophical framework of duties, and over a period of time it got converted into the rigid caste hierarchy. So in contemporary India, varna component has lost both legal and social legitimacy. Today varna doesn't have any legitimacy, both legal and social. But while the ashrama principle retains limited relevance in ethical life progression. So this is how you can conclude. Okay, so I hope you have understood the skeleton, how to write the varnashrama. So you can write and you can try to get answer to this. And now you can ask other questions what you have. So is there any source for contemporary data? ResearchGate and JSTOR. Okay, so you can refer to ResearchGate and JSTOR, but be careful in referring. So don't use other papers which are not related to anthropology. How to get to know the demand of the question? from the question itself. You should understand what is the question asking. It is very clearly written, right? Short note on varnashrama. You can write anything, but I try to cover all the aspects. Now, the question is asking how it is integral to the Indian system. So I try to show how it is integral by showing it to hierarchy, social control, social mobility. So it is integral. And next in this question, we have seen that how varnashrama, purushartha, rina, and karma, all these are regulating the social life, how the social regulation is happening. So I have taken each of them and showed how the social regulation is happening. Any other easy way to introduce the first question? See, I think if you want to get good scores, such introductions are needed. That is the reason I've given it here. So even if somebody doesn't know it, what you can do is after this, you can write it, and at least for this question or for this topic, you can remember these two lines, right? So it is not just a set of rules, but self-regulating moral ecosystem. That part you can write. Yeah, you can use theory of criticism of Ambedkar on karma and theory of caste completely. Please repeat Shushma Shukla work. Shushma Shukla, she has published an article in the Journal of Leadership, Accountability and Ethics. So there, the article name is Examining Social and Economic Dynamics, semicolon or sorry, column, a comparative analysis of Varna and Ashrama systems in ancient India and Adam Smith's economy. That means they're just trying to give the modern view of it and how is it relevant and valid. So this is one. And then I told you the one more, uh, Devika Kumari and Ambika Prasad Pandey, right? That name is Reinterpretation of Varna and Caste System in Contemporary Rural India. So when to make one pager notes whenever possible, like as soon as you complete the topic, make the one pager. You have to make the one pager immediately, you can't delay it. So I hope the session has been helpful. You have to make it before prelim. See, if you're reading something today, you have done these topics, make the short notes on these topics immediately. It might take 1 hour more today, but it will save you many hours later on. Okay, it builds your confidence. So I would suggest try to make the notes now itself. Yeah, yesterday's question, there was one question which I didn't provide some points. So that I'm making a blog for it. So I'm creating a blog. On the blog, I'll be posting a summary or like, whatever the skeleton that I have given in the blog. How to balance with prelims. So how to balance optional and prelims. I have made a video. I'll just share that video. Please do watch it. So this is the link. You can watch it here. How to balance optional and prelims. You can write four ashramas also, but the thing is that the question is not just asking about the ashrama details. It is giving you open-ended option to write a holistic answer. Somebody, when they ask, write a short notes on varnashrama, what people will do, they'll write all the four ashramas instead of writing about significance and importance. Any question that is given to you in anthropology should be written with significance and importance. Without that, it is not possible for you to fetch marks in anthropology. So please do not limit yourself to those things which you wrote learn in the textbooks or some classes. Okay, so if you have any doubts, if you're taking classes from anywhere, you can ask your teachers to explain it. They'll do it. Okay, I hope you're clear. So we'll end the session. Thank you, everyone. Okay, thank you. If you have any doubt and if you want to talk in person, some students have messaged. So this is my Telegram handle. You can reach out to me here. So whenever I get time, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So this is my Telegram handle. Okay, I'm ending the session. Thank you all. See you in tomorrow's session.